Bet you never thought you'd see me playing World of Warcraft. I know this game's like 50 years old. I'm way too late to the punch, but either way, I've just been very, very interested in trying this game out lately. People have been suggesting it in the comments, though not many of you. Enough of you that piqued my interest. I tried it out. I got addicted. But there is going to end up being some ground rules for this mini series of World of Warcraft, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, if you don't already know, my name's Scythe Plays, and today we're going to be playing some WoW. What we're going to be doing is we're playing a human as a warrior, just because it's the most appealing to me. Maybe the assassin dude would end up being appealing to me. I don't know. But I do not have a subscription to this game. I don't have any of the content, like any of the downloadable content or anything that you end up buying. I'm a completely free player. With that, we can't group up with people. We can't duel people. I don't know if we can trade people. It doesn't really matter at this early in the game. But we also can only end up grinding to level 20. So that's why I say that this is going to end up being a mini series. So rather than investing years worth of my time into World of Warcraft, we're just going to end up starting quite simply with getting this character to level 20. And then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll end up continuing more. Maybe we'll end up actually, trying out some other characters or classes, or maybe that'll just end up being it. Because there's a lot of other MMOs that are coming around the corner for me that I do plan on playing in the channel. This game just kind of came out of nowhere, and I was just like, I wanted an excuse to actually play it. So let's just get this dumb dude's quest here. We gotta go and kill, what is it? I did a bunch of the starting stuff here. I ended up gaining a different character to level 4. Just at the beginning, just to try it out. Come here, you stupid idiot. I generally don't like the combat in this game. That's why I never got into this game. Because I am the type that very, 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 very much prefers... We're not supposed to kill him. We're supposed to kill these things. I prefer an action combat system, so something like maybe Elder Scrolls Online has much more appeal to me over this whole click and then auto attack and then set your character's function and stuff like that, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm not interested in this game. Doesn't mean I don't think that it's absolutely awesome. And I've always wanted to get into this game just because of the fact that it's World of Warcraft, and it's Blizzard, and I'm a huge fan of Blizzard and pretty much anything that they make. Not the biggest fan of the Warcraft universe, very big fan of the Diablo universe. Really, really hoping that the next Diablo game is going to end up being like a full-on MMO. Take this, Wolfie. Okay, we got 4 out of 6. I love these starting quests. This game's so cool, dude, especially because this is one of the only MMOs that I personally enjoy, where it's like, even though I never played it, you always look like an absolute baller at the end game, you know? Especially compared to other games. Like, that's one of my biggest gripes with Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online is one of my favorite MMOs, but I actually like the graphics in World of Warcraft better. Now, I don't mean to say that I like these graphics, because obviously they're very, very dated, but I just mean like the fact that it's kind of cartoonish. I like that a lot. I think that that's way better than the more realistic graphic style that most games will end up going for, especially with MMOs. You know, it's just something that I'm not really into. Obviously, you can check most of the games that I play on the channel, but that's why I thought World of Warcraft might end up being a surprisingly good fit if I end up actually playing this a little bit further than today, just because of the simple fact... Well, not than today. We're going to have a mini-series, but I mean, like... It's like, I just love the graphic style of it. You know, like cartoonish graphics is what I'm all about. I actually think that it would be really, really awesome to have a game that looked like Fortnite, but played like World of Warcraft. And maybe had the combat of Elder Scrolls Online, where you could actually play it with a controller. Because I prefer controller gameplay over stuff like this. I know I'm a scrub, okay, PC players? I know! Everybody that I see online has like 50 different things on their hotbar too, which is something that I'm personally not into as far as MMOs. I just like simpler games. What can I say? I'm not really a hardcore player. I'm more of a casual player. That's why I never got into this game, especially because, you know, at my dismay, lots of people have already told me that, yeah, you want to get into World of Warcraft, buddy, you're gonna need like hundreds of thousands of hours. And it was just like, oh, okay, I'll save you. Don't worry, I saved you, Mr. Mage. Hee hee. You want to be my girlfriend? Because that's what this game's all about, right? We're going to be best friends, her and I. Not really. I have a girlfriend in real life. And it doesn't matter because I can't group up with them anyways. So there's no possible way that I could make them my girlfriend. Dad, take this, you stupid orc. Trying to sneak up behind me just because you know I need 8 of you on my list. My kill list. Seriously, dude, there's something about like the flow of the combat. Like, even though I've never, ever been appealed by like a game like this in terms of the combat and everything like that, what can I say? It just feels really good. And it should. I mean, we're talking about Blizzard here. You know, they know what they're doing. I'm pretty sure you can only end up using a mount at like level 20 or something like that as well, because otherwise I actually do have some fancy stuff out of my collections menu. Is it Shift P? Yeah, there it is. Not necessarily all of this stuff. Mounts. So I got this guy. I think I got this from Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, promotion from Heroes of the Storm. And then I got a couple pets as well. I got this little guy. And then this little guy. I don't know whether or not, like, where I ended up getting these. I think I got them from, like, oh, I could rename them too. I think I got them from doing some of the seasonal content in Diablo 3. But I honestly don't remember. It's been a long time since I played, like, a Blizzard game in general, let alone World of freaking Warcraft here. Dude, like, look at these guys. They're, like, the most generic cartoonish characters, but they look so cool. Dude, I hope that I look like you someday. I'm just gonna sit here and stare. Okay, maybe I'm in a little bit of an inappropriate spot there, but you can't blame me for wanting to actually look like him. He just looks so cool, dude. Like, I can't even fathom how I ended up going through childhood and not actually playing this game. You wanna know why I never got into World of Warcraft, actually, guys? It's because I actually grew up with this weird game. It was Nexon's first game. Nexon, you know, the big company that make free-to-play games, and they're all like pay-to-win and junk like that. One of their first games that they ever ended up making, which by coincidence was actually one of the first online games ever made, and it was called Nexus. So it was like Nexus, the Kingdom of the Winds, and the US in the name was because it was the US server. I think I gotta kill these goblins, right? Yeah. Oh, we got a dash ability too I should be using. But anyways, I played that game longer than I played like anything that I've even done on the YouTube channel. Longer than I've played like Trove is the main game that I have on the channel, which, you know, most people I'm sure watching this are coming from the Trove series, but there might be some random click-throughs here going, oh, he's playing World of Warcraft. Not likely. Dash Attack of Destiny. But in this game, it was actually a sub-based game. So you would actually subscribe for like, it was like 10 or 20 bucks a month or something ridiculous. Especially considering what the game was. Like, it was kind of a top-down 2D game. 2D, 3D? 2D? Whatever you call it. It's kind of like a hybrid. But it's an absolutely awesome game. I grew up with it. And because of it, I have a whole lot of respect and nostalgia for that game because it was a social game, you know, as a kid. It taught me how to type that game. That game taught me how to type because I had to, because I was a beginner and I begged people for items. I was there, man. I was there with like everybody else. I mean, now I'm a much older person and more veteran game player. You know, in terms of online games, that it's just like, I don't do that. I could never bring myself to do something like that. Please give me free items. I'm a YouTuber. But seriously, dude, I love that game growing up. But because I had that game and dedicated such an absurd amount of time to it, when World of Warcraft came about, I couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify getting into another game that was going to be subscription-based. And further than that, what could I say? I couldn't get into another online game at the time. Even though, of course, this ended up becoming one of the biggest online games of all time. That is one of the only games nowadays that can still get away with having a sub fee. Which, of course, means that the game hasn't gone pay to win, which is great. But in this day and age, they need free-to-play stuff. Like, I personally would actually... Ha! I got credit for that. I personally would play through World of Warcraft if there was a free-to-play method for it. And of course I would end up being pay to win a little bit later in the game, but that, you know, the fact that this game is like a sub game means that that's why I ended up kind of avoiding it and continued my years of playing Nexon, oblivious to how beautiful this game was. But I wasn't as hardcore as I was back in the day because I was a little kid. Like, when I say grew up with that game, I mean literally grew up with that game. And then eventually ended up doing a graphics overhaul with that game, and then the game just became disgusting and I stopped being into it. But oh man, I don't mean to talk about something else while we're sitting here grinding WoW, but what can I say, ladies and gents? What can I say? Okay, if this is the quest that I think it is, Isn't there like a dude fire yard thing extinguished? Yeah, okay. So what we gotta do here, the battle arena. I can test my abilities. Can I sit on this bench? I can't. Die, training dummy. We can actually kill it. I will destroy the training dummy and show my sensei how powerful I am. How come my character is attacking so super duper slow, like when I just do my auto attacks? Is that seriously how slow this character just attacks and you're supposed to just be using your other abilities? I don't know what the deal is with all that, but either way, that's kind of disgusting. Ha! Okay, we can't kill that thing. I see. And sneaking through the bushes and get away before they end up spotting me like, hey, what are you doing attacking my training dummies? I don't like them. That's my response. Got him. Okay, can I dash over to this idiot? When can I dash? How close can I? Ah! Man alive, we got a quick dash. Or a really far dash ability. Like, geez Louise, take that, you stupid orc idiot. I love the orcs. I love them. I would actually, like, here's the funny thing, guys. When I said that I ended up playing as an orc back in the day, whenever I ended up trying this game, I played an orc. And I think that's what ended up being so, making me so unappealed to this game. Because the orc area is like disgusting and it's like all volcanic and gross. It's not like all these nice fields and everything like that. And yeah, needless to say, I don't know why I always just played the orc, because I just personally think that the orcs are a lot cooler than humans. I always played like as the beast races back in the day, but nowadays I just play as a generic human. Unless there was a lizard in this game, then I would definitely play as that. But they don't have like some weird like reptilian, you know, world ender monster of death. Dash attack! You didn't see me coming a mile away, did you? Okay, we're gonna dance. Combat dance! Take that. You didn't expect that one, stupid orc. Let me just extinguish these fires. I don't even know why I'm doing this. This is like slaves work, but whatever. I'm a giant warrior, or the start of a warrior. I can end up becoming something more powerful in the future, but as of right now, I'm just killing scrubs. I don't know how they set fire to all of this stuff. It's very impressive. You Blackrock invader. Die, stupid. Also, give me your weird orc weapons that I don't even know why I'm collecting. There's a lot of lore to this game that I actually, like, would get into. I'm not going to for the sake of the Let's Play, because I don't like reading or listening to NPCs and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to get the point across that there are so many games that I do not play, or so many games I do play, I mean, where I've never gotten into the lore. But this is a game where I could see myself getting into it. Like, it's pretty cool, you know, the whole orcs versus humans and all the other weird characters being involved. That's pretty much all I see it as, is just orcs versus humans. It's just Lord of the Rings to me. Doesn't make any sense otherwise. But yeah, anyways, let's head on back now. Fetch quest galore. It is like an old school MMO. You know what? I'll kill ya. I can't say no to free XP. Right? Take that, weirdo. Okay, what is this air ability that we got? Every man for himself. It's the racial thing. The racial ability. Removes all stun effects. Oh! Okay. Well, that's interesting. It's way over on 0, though, so I don't know how... Whoa, he's sneaking. Did they end up, like, upping the graphics quality of the game in general? I know that the new areas, like the downloadable content areas, or expansion areas, I guess I should say, those areas look beautiful. But this starting area, I don't know. Did they ever end up overhauling the graphics? Because honestly speaking, I'm looking at this game and it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad. Okay? Like, it doesn't look nearly as bad as you would think that it would. Okay. Since I know that this is a boss character, this is probably the last thing that we're going to have time for in today's episode. What am I doing not equipping any of this stuff? Let me equip this purple cape. That's one of the things that I love, and I mean love, about this game, by the way, guys and gals, is the fact that we actually get to have gear show up on our character. I've always loved that in video games, and I feel that even nowadays, so many games don't take advantage of it. Obviously, because it would end up taking a lot of extra effort to end up painting over all of these avatars and making them all look different based on the different armor that you get. But the fact that this game has such awesome set pieces and stuff, it's just like look at this. Let's take a quick little peek. Not the toy box, not the mounts. Where is it? Appearances. Let's just quick peek at the set armor. Look at that, 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 look at that. Man alive, you can look cool in this game. Dude, you guys, hey, you killed my boss. How dare you? Oh, this cape is kind of disgusting, though. I'll admit that. Excuse me. Kratos from God of War. Razakhul. Man, all these other characters have, like, roleplay names. My name is Everything Go. Just because every other name that I was trying to was taken. Take this! So I think as a warrior, we're like building our rage meter, which is down under our health bar. And that's what like is required to end up using our abilities. It's kind of like a berserk mode or something like that. But as far as I've read up, just because I'm actually really into this game, despite the fact that I'm probably only going to play it for like a couple weeks. I just always look into the games that I'm interested in, and warrior can end up being, what is it, like a tank or DPS, which I think is really cool. Let's use the Hearthstone from the other game, Hearthstone. Okay, look at him. A booga booga, a booga 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 booga. What was he doing? Is he casting a spell, or is he lathering up for a massage? Like, what is with this guy? Militia hammer. Two-handed or one-handed? I want a two-handed weapon. Excuse me very much. I love two-handed weapons, dude. What is this? Recruit's vest. That's garbage. Is this better than my weapon? How do you compare? Do you hold Alt? Do you hold Control? Oh, that just shows us what it looks like. This thing is 2 to 3 damage, and our sword is 1 to 2. Okay, so it is better than ours, although it looks so stupid. Like, I'm gonna whack you with my mallet. Like, he looks like such a moron. Whoa! Is that like a 2-man mount? Is that a 2-man mount? That's beautiful that they actually just have a motorcycle. They don't even care. It's like, oh yeah, let's just make it orc, or not orc, dwarven style, right? That's how they can get away with this in the lore. Oh, so cool, dude. And the fact that this game's as roleplay intensive as it is too is really appealing to me, because it means that we can interact with a lot of things like chairs. Also climbing around the environment's just really, really cool. But anyways, I think we're gonna call it here for the first episode of, again, a mini-series. We'll get to level 20 and then we'll see how it goes. But either way, I really do think that this game is awesome. I know that I'm getting into it way too late. Also, I'm doing the vanilla content, which nobody wants to see. But if you did want to see it, I very much appreciate you watching, and would also appreciate if you would like, sub, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we end up having a new episode. Now, if you want to support me and go the extra mile, you can always click that join button down below. It'll give you a custom emoji whenever I'm doing streams and stuff like that, and also end up having a little icon show up next to your comments so everybody can call you out for how awesome you are for actually supporting yours truly. But if you don't want to do that, you can check out the merch store. That's in the description. There's also going to end up being some new merch on the way. And then if you don't have any money, but you still want to help out, you can always have options to do that too. Check links down below for GawkBucks as well as Solidarity app, which quite literally you access those links through your phone. It's going to tell you download this phone game, play it, and then it'll give you money. Yeah, I know it's too good to be true, but seriously, it takes like 2 minutes of your time, if not a little bit more than that. And you can do it while watching videos, and it really helps me out because you end up getting the free money specifically to donate to content creators, which you can end up donating to me. Thank you very much for watching and coming by, and thank you so much if you do end up helping me. And even if you don't, I don't care. That's still awesome of you for coming by. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody.